Good Monday morning to you. So I'm kind of on a marketing kick right now, and let's keep it going. By the way, I still don't know if I'm negative for COVID or not. So let's talk a little bit more about marketing. Let's talk about our favorite form of marketing, word of mouth. Why do we love the idea of word of mouth so much? Well, let's be honest. Number one, it's a lot less work for us if somebody else is sending clients to us. But two, the clients are coming sort of pre-vetted. Somebody that we have some kind of relationship with suggested us to them. So they're not exactly a complete stranger anymore, which is nice. There's, but, but, it doesn't mean we're off the hook for the work. Let me lay this down for you a little bit, while you still have to do a little bit of marketing. When we think of word of mouth marketing, we often think of, first and foremost, our clients recommending us to their friends and family and associates. Word of mouth also includes other professionals referring to us. But what I'm about to talk about doesn't apply as much to them. So, we envision, when we think about word of mouth marketing from our clients, that a client says to a friend of theirs, "Oh, you've just got to go see Kelly. Nobody does TMJ work like Kelly." And that friend goes, "Oh my God, give me her phone number right now, or her contact information." And the first thing they do, like within 20 minutes, they're on the phone trying to schedule an appointment with me. That's not how it works often. And let me give you a little story from my own life. I have a couple of friends who are the kind of people who love to refer you to other professionals. Hairdressers, real estate agents, um, doctors. They're the kind of people who love to make those kind of connections for you. Love it, love it, love it. I have learned over the years, though, when they make a recommendation, I don't exactly take it with a grain of salt, but I don't take it at face value. I do more research on my own, and here's why. With two of them in particular, they will say, "Oh, this person is a great fill in the profession." And what they mean is, I really liked them as people. I really felt like I made a good connection with them. They're not critically evaluating that person's professional skills. They're saying, "I liked them as a person. I made a nice person to person connection." And that what makes them a good podiatrist, tree trimmer, babysitter. My standards, what I look for in professionals is different. It's not I make a great personal connection. I'm looking at other stuff. So when they give me a referral, right, word of mouth referral, I don't stop there. Not because they're bad, but because I know this about them. And so if they give me a recommendation, I will go do some research on that person to make sure they're a good fit for me based on what I'm looking for out of that profession. Here's the other thing about word of mouth marketing. Just like regular marketing, people may have to hear a referral a bunch of different times from the same person. They may have to hear their friend raving about Kelly's work on TMJ 5 or 6 or 7 times before they do anything about it. And if they're smart, they will then go online, and this is what a lot of people do, go online and go, okay, where are they located? What are their hours? What are their rates? When is she open? Because they're not going to necessarily bug their friend for all of that detail. They're going to go look for it themselves because they know they can. Which leads me to my primary point, in that you still have to market even if you want to have a word of mouth practice. You still have to do some marketing. At a minimum, I'm going to say you still need to have somewhere, website is the most obvious choice, you need to have somewhere that somebody can go and look at information about you. Look at, for example, where you're located, what your hours are, what your rates are, how you talk about your specialties, whatever. They need to be able to go and look at that information, see some reviews if there are reviews about you, see how you talk about the work. So word of mouth practices are not off the hook for some basic marketing activities. And if you're going to have a website or a social media account or however you want to do that, the nice thing about websites is you don't have to join anything to look at a website. Um, you have to keep it updated, or it's not going to show up well in search results. You especially have to keep it updated if something actually changes about your practice. Location, hours, rates. You've got to keep your website updated. Put a different picture of you periodically on there, or whatever it is. Keep it fresh. Keep some water flowing through. Don't let it get stagnant, because that just drops it further and further and further down search results and makes it harder to find, even when somebody is specifically looking for it. So, all you word of mouth junkies, you got to do a little something to keep it active. And word of mouth just takes a while. Most of the practices I know that are very thriving at a word of mouth level have been in business for years, at least 5 years, often more, because it builds up slowly over time. And they've put a lot of effort into the marketing in the beginning so that they could build the kind of client base that other people are bringing into them. So if you want to do word of mouth and that is your primary purpose, your primary direction, great. You still got to have something out there where people can look you up, and you're going to have to be patient. It just takes a little time for that sort of thing to happen. So that's my advice about word of mouth. I think it's perfectly reasonable. I think it's a goal, because when you become a word of mouth practice, it suggests that, yeah, you're that good that everybody's saying you got to go see this person. My nephew is a basketball coach, like one-on-one basketball coach, or working with like junior high teams, and he became word of mouth inside of like 2 years. I think it was quick. Like he couldn't take any new clients, and he's like, oh, I don't know what I need to do. I'm like, if you're that full and you're just word of mouth, sweetheart, take a moment and step back and recognize you are successful. You are a young man who has built a successful kids basketball coaching business. That did not occur to him. He was kind of frustrated, like, how do I fit new clients in? I'm like, you don't have to. You can start taking more control over your practice, your hours, your rates, who you work with. You can start to exercise that control, which is why it is pretty cool when you get to a primarily word of mouth practice. It is. I agree with you. And props to Chris Lewis basketball down in Manassas, Virginia, if anybody's looking. Chris Lewis basketball, Manassas, Virginia. Okay. So that's some things to think about if you're really driven to do a word of mouth practice, or that's one of your big goals. Do it wisely. Do not just sit back and wait for people to sort of find you. That's unless you have a lot of time to build your practice. Put a little effort into it still. All right. I hope your week looks good. I hope to get finally a COVID test result today and know if I'm negative or not. Everybody in my house has COVID. I have 0 symptoms. Like I said on Friday, it may mean I'm a space alien, which is why my immune system isn't hitting any on this. Be interesting to discover that, wouldn't it? I hope your week is looking a little better than that. And if not, I hope you get through it well anyways. Take good care of yourself. The days are getting a little bit longer every day. And I will see you on Friday. All right, y'all. Be good.